iGolftv, waking up your game.
Dave Marsh, iGolftv, back once again. Now today I want to talk to you a little bit about non-manipulation golf. This is a concept that I've worked on over the last couple of years, and I've seen amazing success, and I really think we're going to be able to change the way that you play the game. But what I need to do is get across to you an understanding of what I mean by this. Now the first thing is, when we think about your game, I want to introduce you to not just the swing, not just the mental side. I want to show you how we can make these two things together. So I've actually come up with three letters, I-P-I. Now the first I stands for interior, the P stands for physical, and the final I stands for integration. Now what this means, if you're going to go and play your best golf, what I see most guys doing is working purely on their physical aspects of their game. So that's the swing, the technique, grinding it on the range. What I rarely see is guys working on the interior. That means the mental side of the game. Now even more rare than that, do I see guys that are able to mix these two things together. Interior, physical, integration. I want you to really concentrate on this word integration, because if we can get the interior aligned with your physical technique, you can go out onto the golf course with very few thoughts. Make this game very simple. You know, at iGolftv, that's what we're all about. We're trying to make a huge difference to the way you play. I don't want to make you 5% better or 10% better. We're looking for phenomenal improvements here, 25% better in your game. You know, if you're currently off a 12 handicap, how are we going to get you to scratch? If you're already off scratch, how are we going to get you on tour? This is what I'm all about here. So I really want you to understand this interior physical integration. Now that brings me on to manipulation. If you are not aligned correctly interiorly or also physically, you're not going to be able to release the golf club correctly. And what do I mean by that? Well, for instance, I was working with a scratch handicap golfer the other day. Now this guy is shooting some majorly good scores, but when I looked at his golf swing, he was set up with his driver sometimes between 50 and 70 yards left of the target. Now he'd learnt to be able to get the ball back in the fairway, but believe me, if you're set up incorrectly, you're going to have to manipulate that golf club on the way down. I don't want you to have to do that. What I've really seen with tour players is when we get them set up absolutely perfectly at the target on a consistent basis, when we teach them to set up correctly on a consistent basis, they're able to let go of their golf swing, which comes back around to this non-manipulation golf. You're going to have to manipulate it if you're set up badly. So this is a process we're going to talk about. The final thing I'm going to go on to is if you're set up incorrectly, you're going to be causing resistance through your golf swing. Now resistance is a key word. We all feel resistance mentally, but you actually don't realize the amount of resistance your body will feel physically. So let me tell you, the psychological definition of resistance means a process in which the ego opposes the conscious recall of anxiety-producing experiences. Now that's pretty deep, I know, but what does that mean? It means that when you've got resistance, it's going to create these different emotions coming through your body. It's going to reproduce these experiences that you've felt in the past. So what I've seen that works absolutely incredible, no matter what your level, whether you're a 20 handicap player, a 10 handicap player, or whether you're out on tour, if we start to align ourselves with the interior, if we start to align ourselves with the physical aspects and setting up to the target correctly, boy, can you start to release this golf club. We start to not just be able to release the golf club physically, we start to be able to release the golf club correctly through that interior. I'm teaching you to reduce pressure through your golf game. So I want you to watch this video 2 or 3 times. Remember, IPI, interior physical integration. I'm going to teach you to swing with non-manipulation, and we're going to take away that resistance. So as I say, I want you to listen to the message that I'm giving you and watch this video back a few times to understand it. Watch the video, start understanding the information, and then join me in the next video where I'm going to start to introduce you to some of the concepts of the golf swing.